Now here's an update to the very popular video I covered yesterday, which is titled, Girlfriend Has Meltdown After Boyfriend Finds Video of Her in a Frat BJ Contest and Kicks Her Out. And as you all recall, guys, like the title says, this guy's girlfriend, she came home one night after being at a frat party that he wanted her to go to, noticed marks on her neck and other parts, and eventually found out aside from the fact that it was obvious she was cheating, found out through somebody on a video that she was in a BJ contest. Shocker, at a frat party. And obviously he's done with her, kicking her out, and she's having a meltdown, and she's promising she'll be better and she will change, and the whole song and dance. And but as you all recall, this guy's no saint either. This guy's quite the bonehead. This guy's been paying for her expenses and things at school. His mother's been paying for her to go to school. She was a waitress before when he first met her. He pretty much begged her to go out with him, and after eventually bugging her enough, she finally broke down. Probably found out he had money, family has money, and this guy's been eating out of the palm of her hand for years. And fortunately, he's been pushed too far and he's done with her. And now we're going to see what has been happening ever since his first post a few days ago. He says, here's a quick update. I finally got to talking with my mother without divulging the dirty details. Oh, come on, I'm sure she'd want to know the details. I told her I had proof that Kim had been cheating on me and that I'd broken up with her. She was livid, and she said we will deal with that when she gets home. She asked if I was okay and told me to contact her lawyer if I needed anything. I told her where I had left things with Kim, and she offered again to cut her trip short and fly back home. I told her there was no need to come back home and I had things handled. So remember, the mother met this girl after they've been dating a while. The mother's apparently very tough, but the girl was able to put up a good act and charm the mother. And the mother offered to pay for her to go to school, full ride, because the family's very wealthy. She's obviously the matriarch of the family. I don't know where the dad is. And this girl's been getting a free ride, and this is how she shows the thanks and appreciation. Then I get a call from my older sister. She's in her car and headed to my house. We talked on the phone for almost the entire 2-hour drive to my house. When she gets to my house, she makes me gather and box up the rest of Kim's belongings and call her to come and get them. Kim was not happy to see my sister there, as I think she thought I'd be alone and she could soften me and plead her case. What case is she going to plead? She was forced to partake in a BJ contest. And a lot of you guys were wondering in the comments section, like me, did she win? Did she at least win after she blew it, her college and all that stuff? Yeah, she's just trying. I'm sure she doesn't want the sister there. And I bet you the sister's coming down there because she knows her brother here is a dipshit. Let's be honest here in terms of his choice in women and letting her walk all over him. And she knows that if she's not there, that girl could just sweet talk him and, I told her that she had till the first of the month to figure out her car and health insurance. I didn't want any contact with her again after today. Kim begged for a cooling off period and some counseling before we threw the last 3 years away. We threw the last 3 years away? No, Kim. You blew it, You threw the last 3 years away by you cheating on me and showing me great disrespect for months and wanting to go on these girls' trips to Cancun without me and just how you've been treating me. But guys, remember, we teach people how to treat us, and this guy taught this girl that she could treat him like crap and there wouldn't be any consequences. In school, my sister was a mean girl bully, but I never heard of her utter some of the words she used to verbally lash out on Kim. At one point, I almost felt sorry for Kim for all the abuse she was taking, almost. Smack! That's why your sister's there, because she knows you're Mr. Nice Guy. She was cheating on you, been with her for 3 years and all this BJ contest at a frat with a bunch of frat douchebags, and you're going to feel bad for her because your sister's tearing a new one verbally? Dude, come on. Well, we finally got the last of Kim's stuff in her car, and my sister's staying with me for a few days in case Kim comes over and falsely accuses me of something. You can't put it past her. He also says, for some clarification, number 1, Kim did not go on spring break with her friends because I refused to buy her tickets. Well, that's it. You wouldn't buy her tickets, but otherwise she would have gone. It wasn't like she had a change of heart because she felt bad and realized she was being an a-hole to you. 2, Kim also didn't know beforehand that the frat party was at the same one that I belonged to in college. Like, that makes a bit of difference. 3, I'm cutting her phone off Monday and tying up the number so it can't be ported. So this dude paid for her phone as well, and her car, and her health insurance. She couldn't pay for any of these things? Why, she was a waitress before. You tell me she couldn't have a job working part-time as a waitress to pay for some of these things? I mean, for God's sakes, man. I mean, I gotta wonder if the mother paid for the girl's school because she realized my son is a bonehead and get him, somehow I want to have a grandchild one day. Or you get my point here. But anyhow, that's the update. She's toast. Good for him. But still, I'm glad his sister's there because he can't be trusted. So we'll see how this plays out. Something tells me there'll be more updates here. But before I go, I'll have a few more comments to make sure that, I'm not alone in the thinking here. One guy says here, and he's quoting, she broke my heart. And oh, no, this came from him. My bad. These are some things he also added in responses to some questions. He said, she, Kim, broke my heart and my dream of a life with her, so I'm not obligated to support her and her dream of a free education. That is my idea of equal vengeance. Or should I just be expected to support her indefinitely? There is no justice if I give her a clean slate, and I'm the only one to suffer from her actions. Your arguments of equal vengeance and being transactional sounds like entitlement to me. Yeah, somebody was giving him shit, of course. Another one. The bruises were, he says, the bruises were consistent with sex against a counter, a favorite of hers, and ones I recognized from the same activity. And it was only one bite mark and hickey, not multiples. Doesn't make it any better, but I don't need to paint her any worse than necessary. She is in panic mode right now and doing her best at damage control. She has had a few people reach out to me on her behalf since I have been ignoring her calls. Of course. This is right from the Hobag Handbook strategy session. Have her girlfriends text you, either shaming you or begging you to give her another chance. Bullshit like that. Another one. The herpes rumor was started by some guys at the frat when they found out that she was cheating on a fellow brother. My tests have already come back negative, thankfully, and I will get retested in a few weeks to be sure. Yeah, I really hope this guy does not catch anything from her. And last one. He says, I know too much already, and I'm not interested in knowing the whole truth, as in what happened. Man, did you hear that? Motorcycle racing by? Holy crap. I just know she'll never get another chance to do it to me again. I missed and overlooked a lot of obvious signs because she was still very loving and intimate with me throughout the whole thing. Yeah, because she knew she needed to keep fucking you and sucking you to keep getting the free ride. My blinders are off now, and I see her for who she really is. Just a painful lesson in almost 3 years of my life. Well, bro, if you learned a very important lesson here, most importantly, stop showering these gals with all these things to buy their affection and chasing after girls that, because remember, he said he asked her out when he first met her. She was a waitress in a restaurant, and she turned him down. And apparently he tried many, 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 many times to get her to go out with him. And I said, never do that. Ask one time. A girl turns you down? Fine. End of fucking story. Move on. Have some self-respect. And this guy also kissing her butt and putting with all disrespect. I hope he's learned not to behave that way again. Otherwise, it's only a matter of time before he has another Kim on his hands, sucking off another frat, and he's right back where he started. So I wish this guy well, but I'm pretty sure we're not done here with good old Kimmy Cat here and her adventures. Stay tuned.